This is Cedric de Rodot, ignorant tattoo artist for the ND project.
Cedric de Rodot, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. How long have you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing since 5 years and a half now, almost 6. Yeah.
How did you came up with the idea?
Of tattooing?
Yeah.
So it came out here. So I was a graphic designer before I got into tattooing. Graphic designer and photographer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had the same actually with graphic design.
Yeah.
So you left the computer for real people.
I left the computer, not really. I can still use the computer less and less, I have to say, but I still use it. Yeah. So yeah, I was in France, back in France. I was in Montpellier.
Mm-hmm.
So I studied in Nîmes, actually, to start from the beginning. I studied in Nîmes, graphic design. Then out of university, I started to work for this company in south of France as a graphic designer for 5 years. And then I quit this company, and then that's when I moved to Barcelona. And I was a BMX and skateboarding photographer for 2 years.
Ah, cool.
And at the same time, on the side passion, I started to tattoo. Yeah, I had many friends coming from graffiti. Uh-huh. They were already getting into tattooing. So I was getting tattooed by them. I was hanging out by them. And then that's how I got into it, I guess.
That was in?
Huh?
When was that?
It was 5 years ago, so we are in 2019. Nice. 2020.
And you started with ignorant directly?
I started with tattooing. It's like, especially at the beginning, you just want to try. You experiment, and I experimented a lot. I don't come from the classic apprenticeship. It's like I was just getting tattooed by my friend. They were explaining me a lot. And then, from what I was watching, I was like, okay, I'm going to try it on myself. I'm going to try it at home. And that's how I developed myself. And ignorant came here for sure, because even if I always been watching BMX and skateboarding on YouTube, you see the pros full of American traditional. I'm myself full of American traditional. But it's like when you start tattooing and you have to choose a style, I was like, I don't feel comfortable choosing American traditional. I don't fit there, I don't belong there. So that's why naturally I came from to something a little bit more modern, I would say, new styles. I don't know if ignorant is a new style anymore, but
it's established, I would say. It started quite a while ago, but I think you're one of the modern ignorant artists.
Yeah, I think I would describe my style and what I do right now as ignorant. Yeah.
But not before, or did it evolve?
It's it's 5 years. It's been 5 years, so at the end it's not that much. Uh-huh. I think that I still have to experiment a lot of things. And I started with the machine though. It's I did 2 years with the machine, because that's what my friends were doing at that time, and they explained me how to use it. Uh-huh. I don't know if I really know if I did it really good. So that's why when after 2 years doing tattooing with the machine, I was like, yeah, maybe I want to do something more thin, more precise. I wanted to get rings, tattoo the fingers, do face tattoos, do crazy placement.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, maybe I should try it with the stick and poke. And I saw, at that time I've met a couple of tattoo artists who were doing this. I saw them, and I was like, fuck yeah, I think I should try.
And then you bought the 222 needles.
The 222 needles came 2 years ago, after when I found this guy on social media. Yeah. You want to talk about it? The 200?
Yeah. I mean, I saw it on social media from you, and I was like, what the fuck is happening on there?
I think it was 3 years ago, I was in south of France. I was in Biarritz.
Yeah.
It was right after the pandemic. And so I'm there at the tattoo shop, and my friend is like, wow, man, I saw this crazy ad on Instagram. This guy is making like 88 round shader. And he was like, fuck it, it was cheap. So I was like, even if it's a scam, I don't lose that much money. But it came. He was like, yeah, it just came yesterday. And he showed me that it was a card bridge. And he was like, oh man, I want to try this. Can I try it? And then so he gave me the card bridge. So I did a little video where I tattooed myself. So I tagged this guy in Clo. I don't know if you can say the brand here. And so this guy, and so I tagged him, and this guy in Clo is like, "Wow, fuck, man, you're the first guy using this needle. I've never had someone with the needle." I was like, "Whoa, yeah, this is cool." And I'm like, and so I told him, I was like, "Yeah, this is cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I can make custom needle if you want to." I was like, "Okay, so what's the biggest?" He was like, right now I do 111. I can send you some as well, but I can make custom." I was like, "Okay, what's the max?" He's like, "Whatever you like." But he told me that, it has to be like 88, 111. It has to be the same number, I don't know, maybe it's a technical thing. So I was like, okay, triple. So I was like, can you make a 666?
Oh, that's the number.
So I was like, yeah, it could be fun, it's like to make something related to this. And he's like, and I see him like typing, removing, typing, it's like it was on WhatsApp. And he's like, oh, maybe I think it's too big. So I was like, okay, so tell me what is the maximum? He was like, yeah, maybe let's try with the 222. And I asked him to do the bar because he was doing like only card bridges. And working with card bridges is a pain a little bit. It took him 1 year to do this. But 1 year after, because, it was after the pandemic in China, it was hard, COVID was coming back and forth. 1 year after, he sent me the message on WhatsApp. I have a picture of like 222 euros. It's ready.
Where is the guy based?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay.
Hong Kong, but we talked a little bit, and he told me that he used to live for 7 years in Amsterdam. So he's been in Europe, and now he's based in Hong Kong, and he makes all of this crazy supply. Yeah, but it's like. It came. What I like about this collaboration that it came naturally. It was like, it's like without signing a contract, without doing it like with that kind of thing. It's like, okay, you give me this prototype, and I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna on the video for sure. And because I wanted to thank him as well, because it's like doing crazy needle like this at the end. I don't think he has. Yeah, to promote. It's good. It's a good way to. It's a good advertisement, maybe. But I don't think that he sells like hundreds, 220 tools every day.
You're the only one I've seen using this needle. This exact. I've seen like the big magnums, of course, but like this exact needles, you're the only one.
But that's cool because, now people, they want to try as well. Artistic and poke tattoo artists buying the 111 or the 222, and they tag me or they send me a message like, yeah, I tried it. And for me, it's nice because it's a funny way to get out of the comfort zone as well. When even like clients, when they see the needles, they notice straight that it's not something that they are used to see in a tattoo shop, and I like this. And for me, it's like, I compare a lot like tattooing to skateboarding, but it's like this guy is giving me like a custom, so it's like you have a
special,
like your own tool,
Yeah.
It's like it's your thing.
That's cool.
And I like about this. And and he sent me the first version. The first version is the needle were a bit too long, so I was like, yeah, maybe we should do the needle a bit shorter. So now we are the V2. And the V2 is really it's way easier to work with it, and I like it.
And this you can only do hand poke.
You can I think like hand poke machine with both you can do whatever you want.
Because you would need a super powerful machine to push all these needles.
But it's like doing like you can find powerful machine, It's like I do stick and poke, but I like to watch like machines. I know a little bit of machine. I like to watch this, and I think everything is possible. People are like, yeah, it's like, I do a lot of eyelids lately.
Yes.
And people are like, yeah, but eyelids has to be with stick and poke. It's better. No. You can see like people do crazy shit with the machine,
You've been in pretty cool stuff on eyelids.
Yeah. I've done, Lately, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. And more than just the technical aspect, it's like most of the time it's, most of my clients or people that I tattoo on eyelid, they are tattoo artists. And, for me, it means a lot, when another tattoo artist comes to you and he's like, yeah, man, I want like you to do something on my eyelids or my face. I'm honored.
I want you to do my eyelids.
Yeah?
One day. Yeah, definitely, man. I would love super honored.
I would love to do this, and
sure.
It would be my pleasure for sure. It's always, I always enjoy doing this.
Next time you come to Berlin, you're going to do this.
For sure.
I'm already thinking about what I want to get.
What would you like to get?
I'm already thinking about it. I've been thinking about it for months, actually. Yeah. I'm like, hey, it needs to be like, whether a small sign or like, I'm thinking about it. It's
yeah?
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know.
That's awesome.
I'm always down to do that kind of stuff, especially eyelids.
Yes.
Close your eyes. Yeah, you're you can do something.
It's good.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Where did you get your inspiration from?
Where do I get my inspiration from? I think, for sure from my everyday life. Like sometimes, it can come from, especially in Berlin, I like to just walk and look around me. It's like you look at the graffiti, you look at the stickers. I like to go to the museum. I watch like a lot of interviews or stuff like this. Like about artist interviews here on YouTube. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I like to watch this. And as it's kind of hard to find like a good quality content or good interviews of tattoo artists, I started to watch like artists in general, like everything actually, everything that comes. I think that YouTube algorithm is good for this. The more you spend on watching video, it's gonna propose you the content that you like.
It's nice, yeah. There is a lot of good content on YouTube,
yeah.
But I think it's more difficult to find the right one on Instagram then.
I think Instagram is like, for me, it's good when, for example, I like to watch the satisfying videos. It's like you see like tattoo artists pulling lines like this, like
at once, yes.
Yeah, at once. This is really satisfying. I like to see technical parts,
Yeah.
Some tattoo artists, they know how to handle to do this on social media. In one reel, they can show their process, but they show it like the interesting way, I'm not talking about the stencil reveal or like doing stuff like this. I mean, I don't judge, but it's like myself, I want to see how you hold the needle, how you hold the machine, how you pull a line. Some people they put the voltage, all that kind of stuff. What kind of needle they use, how they use it. This is really interesting. And this on social media you can find it.
Yeah. Because nowadays, as tattoo artists, we need to be social media creators, content creators, like social media managers. Like, we have to wear a casquette for everything we're doing.
Yeah, you can wear a casquette for everything, like you said. But at the same time, you can as well focus on one thing at a time. Mm-hmm. Instead of like working on your skills, working on your design in social media, you can do like one thing at a time. And I think that's the problem sometimes with the social media. It's like, even if you're really good at making videos and making social content, it's like the most important is what you film, what you show. So you should be like good with your skills, what you're able to do and how you do it. It's like think about, all the process, be sure that you're ready before you film it, I think. Or you can make just like funny content as well, it's like. Well, I mean, but it's like, that's how I like, it's like, it's not like, I'm not saying that's what people should do. But now that's how I started to think.
How do you create your content? Like, how do you decide, okay, what am I going to put online, when, and how, like, how am I going to create this?
It's like, like I said, it's like I started with filming my friends riding their BMX. So I always used to use camera. I used to use like a DSLR a lot, fisheye, you know, like, and I was a photographer, so I was like really like a geek as well with my supplies and my cameras. But then, you know, when I stopped doing photography and video, you know, it's like so I started tattooing. I was focusing only on tattooing. So it's like for sure the iPhone. You're with the iPhone. You're with the Instagram. Instagram at the beginning was just pictures, you know. And then it changed, and at the end, I think the reels game. It's not like it's recent. It came recently. Mm-hmm. So when the reel came, it's same. You know, it's like I was in Paris in this tattoo shop, Bleu Noir, and they had a manager, and she was taking care of the social content, and she was like, "Yes, Cedric, the reel came," and she was doing the reel, and she did my first reel, Salome. She was like, "Yeah, you should do this," and I was like, "Yeah, I know how to do videos," and she showed me, you know, how to use the app. At the beginning, it was really, I mean, it's still complicated to edit the reels on Instagram, but then she did this, and I was like, "Whoa, yeah, for sure, I can do this." So I started to experiment. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to show the process in 50 seconds. So it's like you're like, okay, I'm going to film this, I'm going to film that. Pop, 15 seconds, you put the music and you put it on. But so it was the beginning, you know. And now, you know, looking back at those videos, you know, it's like, wow, it's like for the editing, how I show things, how it's like, looks cringe a little bit, you know. I don't like to see those videos again.
But that shows that you got better.
And so that's one. But it was the beginning. You know, you have a new tool, so you experiment. And the most important is that you have fun. You know, I always had fun. But now, you know, it's like when I choose to do videos, I'm gonna go straight, like no editing. Most of the time, you know, it's like when I do the 222, I look at my client, I'm like, can you film this, please? You should try to zoom as much, you know, as much as we can.
Yeah.
So the video is like, it's shaking most of the time. Sometimes it's blurry. But it's like, yeah, be sure that, you know, we see what's going on. And then I just post this, you know. It's like, I just post the process, the result sometimes. I just go straight to the most important.
But that suits to your identity. And that's cool. That's authentic.
And now I think that fits with my style, yeah, definitely. Why I choose ignorance, like, you know, like a good tattoo sometimes it doesn't have to be like well made or beautiful, you know. It's like just like a good tattoo can be ugly. Like as long as there is the meaning, as long as there is like, you know, it's like you just need like a little things, you know, that makes how I can say this. It's like, yeah, a good tattoo doesn't need to be like well-made.
Has character. You know?
Yeah, as long as there is sense, yeah. Lately I've been working a lot in my designs. They are simple. Mm-hmm. I like to mix things to give like a sense, to give purpose, and I like to keep it simple. I really like to keep it simple as much as I can.
And you have a lot of humor in your style and in your design.
Yeah, humor. Yeah, like I think the main themes are I like love. So you will see a lot of hearts, stuff like this. Yin and yang. Lately, I've been experimenting a lot with the yin and yang. Like I like to mix things. Oh, sorry.
Oh, good.
So yeah, it's like most of the time my process, like I like to draw. I like to draw objects.
Yeah.
Objects that you not used to see that much in tattooing. So yeah, you see like a Wi-Fi router. You can see, I don't know, like what else I've been doing? I've been drawing like a water tap, like, you know, like that kind of thing. The zip tie. For me, for if we have to take one example, the zip tie in the shape of a heart. That's really something that. No, you don't, like, you're not used to see that much in tattooing, but you know, I managed to find a way to mix it with the shape of the heart, and I think this is one of my favorite design I've made like this past year.
You had the cycling glasses as well. That was super nice.
And we can talk about the speed sunglasses here for sure. I remember I did it for the first time. I think it was 2 years ago in Switzerland, 3 years ago in Switzerland, at Outlaws. You know, so I was hand poking since 1 year, I think. I was only doing black.
Yeah.
And at that time I was like, okay, now I think I'm ready to use color. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use color, I'm going to pack the color. And I was like, yeah, maybe now I can use 2 colors and make like a gradient between the 2 colors. So I was doing this, flames, I think. And then I was like, okay, so now I can do between 2 colors. So maybe I can do a gradient between 7 colors.
And you did.
And I was like, but I need to find a design. What design would fit, you know? So I was like, oh yeah. And I think I was watching this competition, skateboarding events in Montreal, the Dime Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crazy event. I don't know if you heard about it. You know, they have obstacles in like shape of volcanoes. And all of them, you know, the skateboarders, they were already like making fun of it, like fast life, you know, that kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, this is a nice stuff. I'm gonna try to make a design with it. So I make the design, but it's like, so I was doing flash sheet still at that time. So I post the flash sheet, and we are in Switzerland, and I think Waram was tattooing a guy, and I talk with this guy, and I see he has like a big collection, fusee, like a lot of ignorant stuff. And I'm like, wow, man, you have a nice collection. I do ignorant too. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to look at your stuff. So he looked at the flash sheet and wow, the sunglasses, they are cool. You can do this with a tattoo. I'm like, man, I've never did this, but I can do it. So he was like, here, come back tomorrow. Sick. So he come back tomorrow. And I was like, okay, fuck, I need to do this. And he was like, and he's like, where would you like? I was like, where would you like to have it? He was like, here on the clavicule. I don't know what to say in English. I'm like, for shit. It's not an easy spot here. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. He's here, and then I know I can do it. So thanks to him, thanks to his passion, because I think it took 2 hours and a half. It was so long. Now I go way faster. But yeah, he laid, and you know, we finished it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, the result is exactly what I expected, but so different than the flash sheet, you know. So I was like, oh man, the digital version is like so different always. So that's and I think that's why now I want to go back to the flash book, you know. That's why I did my flash book 3 months ago. I want to go back to something that I do with my hands. I want to use my hands. I want to, yeah, like put like don't use the softwares, or don't use my computer anymore. I prefer to use my hands and do everything by hands.
Why
I go back to drawings? Because I think it fits with ignorant as well. Yeah, I think it fits where I want to do as well. So yeah, I think. So lately, I was doing since Reels started, I was doing a lot of Reels. I was having fun making Reels. And, you know, it's like I was putting a lot of energy in this with my traveling and everything. But now that I'm a resident for the first time in Amsterdam, and so I settled there a little bit. I spend more time at the same place. So I spent a lot of time with myself, asking like where I want to go, which direction I want to go. So for sure, you know, it's like I was enjoying making videos a lot, but then, you know, it's like at some point I didn't want it to be like, oh yeah, do you know Cedric? Yeah, the guy who makes like a nice video on Instagram. No, now I want to be like, yeah, you know, Cedric, like the guy who makes like nice designs, you know, like handmade designs, like who has like sick designs. Mm-hmm. I think that's why I prefer to focus on this.
Because you build up your reputation on your social media, and that's very impressive. Because like, it's super tough nowadays, especially as tattoo artists.
But it's just that, you know, it's the matter of tool. It's like, you know, when I noticed that with Instagram, I could get like show my work, you know, like and touch like people everywhere in the world. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start to understand how it works and play with it. Mm-hmm. And I think, yeah, it worked. I think it worked pretty well, because Instagram is like this as well. You know, the more you spend time on the app, the more, you know, they're gonna reward. Today, it's like I see like people Instagram send me notification like, okay, if you want to win a medal, you have to do another reel today, and you're gonna win a medal. You know, it's like they're pushing you. You know, it's like, and you know, instantly now when I grab my phone in the 1 second, I'm on Instagram. You know, freaks me out. So,
we kind of disconnect ourselves from reality to be on this digital platform all the time. Like we have, like in our case, we have to because we manage our clients.
Yeah, for sure.
Our work.
I do everything through Instagram. So I spent a lot of time. But then I try to schedule this. It's like I respond to my DMs in the morning. I try to post, whenever I have time when I'm in the transport. Or...
Mm-hmm. And your flashbook, the new ones, it's Flashbook for Dummies.
Yeah. So tattoos for dummies.
Tattoos for dummies.
Tattoos for dummies. Yeah, it's my new flashbook. Last time I did a flashbook, I think was at the beginning actually, 4 years ago. And now that I'm in a shop as well, it's like I have the resident, I have my girlfriend, the owner, she has the flashbooks as well. And it's like, for me it's different because now I go to the same shop every day.
Yeah.
So I start to pay attention to the different details. And then I saw that, people, they are waiting a lot in a tattoo shop. So they check the flashbook and I was like, everyone has a flashbook and myself I don't, So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a flashbook. But I'm going to start, I was like, how to start, Should I just print it? Just print it? Or I was like, no, I want to do something by hand. I want to do something like, I want to have like a, so I thought a lot because since 1 year as well, I started to draw a lot. And I was like, yeah, but I post it on Instagram, but I feel like, I put so much effort. I think so much sometimes about designs that putting it just on Instagram, I'm like, wow, fuck. It's not like the best place to put it, So I was like, okay, now I'm going to put everything together in one book. And then I was like, okay, what format? I bought like different books. And then I was like, okay, so this format is good for the size of my designs. But then I was like, okay, so how am I going to put this? And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this flashbook in the tattoo shop. So I was always in the tattoo shop, so surrounded by supply. So I was like, okay, I'm going to upcycle it. I'm going to use only paper or stuff that you have in the tattoo shop. So I started to use the stencil paper, and then I started to use the tracing paper, Sharpies, just the basics. And then I was experimenting. So I was like, okay, what tape? I used all the different tapes, all the different Sharpies, like color pen. And I was like, okay, I have like second skin. What can I do with second skin? So I found a way to do something with second skin. So I was, it's like I'm in the tattoo shop and I'm, because doing a flash sheet or doing a drawing is something, but doing a book,
something else.
And it's like I was totally out of my comfort zone, so I was like, wow, I'm going too far. So I had to go back to my computer. So I did the selection. I was like, okay, I need this design, this design, this design. I was like, okay, I put everything together. Like, this is the story I want to tell. And then when everything was ready, I was like, okay, now I can start to work. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do everything by hand. And then I started to draw. And then, and so with, you do the design, you're like, no, it doesn't work. You do it again, it doesn't work. You do it again, you're like, wow.
And you get better over.
For sure. It's like I felt like it was like I've never used a pen before. I was trying to do a line at the beginning and I was so shaky, I was like, whoa. And then now, it took me 3 months to put everything together. Yeah. I did it, I was in Mexico a little bit, so that's where I started. Mm-hmm. And then I finished it when I come back in Amsterdam. And then Philippe, so for this event in Nuance, contact me. We're like, we're going to do the exhibition. Each tattoo artist has to bring a piece you want to be in. I was like, yeah, something that I want to present.
That's sick.
So for me, it was the best opportunity to show my work as well, Because I did the same. It's like, I'm working on this thing since 3 months. So I'm working on this book since 3 months, and then I have it, and I'm like, well, now, if some, it's like, now I started to become paranoid because, it was on the table, but then people, they drink tea, they drink water, and then I'm like, wow, if someone spilled the water on this thing, I spent 3 months on this thing, it's my baby,
Yeah, it's art.
And then I was like, wow, and then I started to freak out. I was like, yeah, but if I forget my bag somewhere or someone stole it, I'm going to lose it, And people, they were like, yeah, but you should scan it. And I was like, yeah, but then I'm losing the why I did it. I was like, I did it because I want something that is not online. So it's like, it's like, I have it right now, I have it in my bag, it's like, and now every time I travel with this thing, I know I think about it like all the time. It's kind of stressful.
I can imagine, but you don't have any savings of like any pictures.
I took a video. I took a video, but it's like experiencing the book. When you have it in your hands. I was looking at Nuance at the event. I was looking in the corner where people they interact with it. They take it, and then you it's like you dive into my universe. It's like bam, 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 and people they were looking with they were like, wow, this one. It's like it's really like exactly. That's what I wanted to create, and that's what I discovered with doing this flashbook because I never did this flashbook before. Done a flashbook before.
Super.
Yeah.
And how is it after all these years to be finally settled up in Amsterdam, like in a city, not being on the road all the time?
It feels weird.
Yeah?
It feels really weird. It feels weird, but at the same time, it's a new challenge. So my girlfriend, she opened it like 3 years ago, the Honey. Uh-huh. So we are outside of Amsterdam, like at the city center. We are on an island between north and south. So it's really far from the city center. It's not crowded at all. We are by the water. I can jump in the water in between 2 appointments. I mean, when it's good weather. Because it's, the weather is
Is there good weather in Amsterdam?
There's the weather.
There's the weather.
There's the Amsterdam, the Dutch weather. But yeah, I got used to it. It's cool because now I can focus,
on other things.
On indoor things, yeah.
On indoor sports.
Yeah. And I take care, I help my girlfriend as much as I can. So it's a new challenge. That's how I take it. It's like, now we have a spot, and I want to take care. I want to create something. And that's what we already did.
Plus, you already got inspired by so many other shops you've been working in.
The chance that I've been working from many different shops worldwide. Most of them in Europe. But now it's cool to have a place to have guests as well. I've always been a guest, thanks to everyone who had me. But now I can have people in return, and that's a good experience because, in Honey, so it's like every week we have different guests coming. So it's a good opportunity to meet people, to see how they work, and it's really interesting because that's what I like the most. It's like for sure meeting people, and know how their personality. But to see how they work, it's insane. You see how people you have people working since 2 years, you have people working since 16 years. You see how they work. It's like I'm in the shop, but I'm always trying to
learn
to take a look. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's the beautiful part of our job is like the community feeling, the fact that you can learn much from other people.
I always seen tattooing as a community. Mm-hmm. You take, you give. Definitely, and you meet really cool people. Less cool people sometimes.
Well, a good life.
A good life, yeah, for sure, yeah, definitely. I enjoy a lot tattooing. I'm not done with tattooing for sure.
Me neither.
So yeah, so that's what with the shop, that's what I like the most. And then creating the spot, like finding your own way. It's like you go we get into the shop and it's your shop. It's not someone else's shop. You create an identity, like really your own stuff.
You can be proud of it.
Yeah, that's how we started to paint in the walls. It's like we have plans. And
what's next?
Huh?
And what's next?
Next?
Yes.
Next. We are already thinking about maybe making events. That would be nice. Another opportunity to invite people and to have creative people in the same place at the same moment. We can do this, and I want to keep traveling, so we keep traveling with my girlfriend, but less. I mean, we travel not so often, but we like to go further. That's why we went to Mexico, we went to Thailand, and maybe we're gonna go even further. But for sure. But we cannot travel as much. I cannot travel as much as I used to, because now it's like a shop. If you want to develop a shop, you have to be there. There's no shortcut. There's no secret. You have to be there every day.
I see it here with how it is. And I have much respect for shop owners. Like, they do a great job, but it's also a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the shop owner. My girlfriend is the shop owner. But yeah,
that's team, complementary.
But that's what is important in the shop as well. Is to find like a good team, and you have to build it. You know, it's not like it's gonna happen like years. People they're gonna come and be like, okay, everything is perfect. You have to build it. You have to work on it. You have to take care of everyone. And that's the difficult part. That's what I start to understand with the shop.
Cedric, thank you so much for today.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best for the future, and we keep in touch.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. It was really nice to talk with you.